and bring that up here. But just beginning to tell the folks about we're very excited to be involved with your school, with your football program, and also with boys soccer, volleyball, and all kinds of other stuff just coming up this fall. I saw the tennis kids out here practicing cross country. It looked like they were running around. Things kind of in full swing. But we'll go just to your football program. I won't ask you any questions about cross country if that's okay. But yeah, so day 2 of week 2 today, second day with the pads on. Just kind of catch us up on how practice has been so far here now into the second week of practice.
Yep. Well, first of all, thank you for doing this, and thank you for bringing this to the Everest community and making our athletic programs a priority. This is a huge piece for us, and we thank you guys for doing this. As far as football goes, we're having first week was a great week for us. Just getting the kids on the same page, getting them back into the locker rooms for us. We haven't had a locker room in 2 years. So little things of getting back into the locker room and getting organized in there, and and then going through the protocol as far as concussion protocol with helmets and all that. And now we're 2 days into full pads. We're still learning how to carry the pads. We're still learning how to do, the little things correctly and making sure we're in correct position to be able to block and tackle. So it's been a process, and we're going to keep going through that through the scrimmage and getting into week 1.
Talk about last year just a little bit, and then we'll begin to preview this year's team. I was over in Marshfield yesterday, asked the same question of Coach Gadel, so I'm going to ask you, and I told him, and I'll tell you, I mean it sincerely, because I think there is an answer in the affirmative in there somewhere. But last year in conference, 3-3, but middle of the pack offensively, middle of the pack defensively, middle of the pack in the standings. Is middle of the pack statistically? Can that equal a better outcome in the standings?
I think so. I think it depends where you look at statistics. Being able to, when we break down years and things like that with our coaching staff, we look at our, running game in general and how well we're playing defense. Can we get our defense off the field a little bit quicker? Where does our rushing stats end up at the end of the year? We look at that quite a bit. I'm an NDSU guy, so I played football for those guys. I was out there, and they have a rule that if you're rushing the football around 50 times per game, usually they're winning the football game. They're winning the line of scrimmage probably if that's happening. And so if you start looking at those rush numbers, those can start to tell the difference a little bit. 2 years ago, we were in that range of controlling the ball and playing really good defense. Last year, we fell down just a little bit, and you could kind of tell that our record then started to change too.
Let's make sure you give some handshakes here to these guys. We'll let that happen. Come on in, guys.
See ya. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Seniors, seniors always a big part of any program. So maybe just give, one or maybe two memories of some of those guys from last year. Maybe just give them one last look here, one last mention from last year.
Yep, yeah. So last year's team, obviously, we got to fill holes with. We had Brock Babish, who was a running back for us. Ty, my son, who was playing pretty much a lot of positions, and we got to fill some of those holes. But some of the line positions, we got to fill those things. But it was a really good group to work with last year. I feel like when you look at their record, I felt like it could have been different in a couple different spots. We lose to the Chippewa game by 1 point. I still have memories of that where the ball sails over the hands of the receiver just by about an inch for us to win that game. You look at the Wassa West game where we played really well in that game also. That game could have went either way. A few bad breaks for us. Spash was a very playable game for us. So, we came down to last year just a few plays that make a difference. And I talked a lot this year about, we have to be ready for that. You just never know when those plays are going to be coming up, and are we going to be ready for them?
Talk about this year's schedule. Actually, I'll read through it. Every game this year would be broadcast live on Zaleski Sports, home and away. Number one mission, though, is always to get down to the stadium and cheer these guys on. We're there as your plan B. Chris Conley will be calling your game. So Everest fans, we keep it as familiar as we can for you. And I know Chris has treated you guys very well over the years. We're happy to have him. forget about everything else. I'm pretty ecstatic about it.
Absolutely.
So start the year next week on Thursday. So we get a day earlier start at Green Bay Preble. And then at Chippewa. So you get another shot at those guys, back-to-back Thursday games to start, back-to-back road games to start. Home against Appleton West, at Marshfield, home to Stevens Point, home to Wisconsin Rapids, at Hortonville, at East. And then you finish the year at Wausau West, and it looks like I'm sorry, I said East. It looks like Mike's been in there doing his job. You got Milwaukee Academy of Sciences. The East guys are going to go 8-player again this year. 2 road games to start. I mean, how important are those games? They're non-conference games, but you got the supercomputer out there deciding seeds now, and they don't care where you were and what, the size school or what they were ranked. Just it's all about wins and losses. How important is it, especially with those road games, to go out and make a stamp on the season right away?
Yeah, exactly. From last year, we learned that. We beat Preble at home, and then we lost to Chippewa. So, these 2 games are big, important for us for momentum and getting into the season and starting the season out right. You definitely don't want to take losses on these two games. So we want to get out there. We want to establish things immediately. And get us going in the right direction. I believe it gets the flow of the season going and things. So we want to make sure we get out there and we take care of business. Really taking care of ourselves. If we can control, play really good defense and run the football, we're going to have a pretty good chance. We feel.
You got scrimmage coming up on Friday. You get to have it just a few hundred yards to our west.
Yeah.
So that's got to be somewhat comforting in that way. You've got Stratford coming over. I don't remember all the schools, but
Fondy,
yep, Fondy. What do you try? We're 2 days in now. You got 2 practices left, and then the scrimmage. What do the next 2 days of practice look like in order to get ready for that scrimmage? Or is that something that you put a focus on practice this week to get ready for that scrimmage?
Yeah, definitely. We're starting to practice today a little bit. We started going against more of the scrimmage teams and the defenses that we're going to see a little bit more because our offense takes a little bit more time to plan. I know Coach Kleinschmidt's, we're still repping through a lot of the conference teams. We still go through a lot of those teams early on and just try to practice some of their plays and whatever else. But I think it's, fine-tuning just a little bit. We want to keep teaching fundamentals, and we want to keep teaching proper form and tackle form and head position and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, we got to start adding in a little scheme now, too.
Let's now go all the way back to the beginning. Just remind us how many years you've been coaching, and I'll let you go through that math here a little bit, and then now you're back again this year. So tell us how many years and what in the world keeps you coming back every year.
Yeah. So I came back to Everest in 2000. Played out at North Dakota State before that, and then I was an Everest grad. Played my football under Coach Steffenhagen. Then I went out to North Dakota State from 95 to 99. Had a great career out there and had a great chance to be All-American, all that little stuff, and had a chance in the NFL and things like that. When that all fell through, I got a teaching job here in 2000 to teach physical education. Actually, I was at risk teacher first for 1 year, and then been in that teaching physical education since about 2001. This is my 22nd year. That was my 23rd year of teaching. Been coaching ever since. Was the head track coach for 15 years and been the head football coach. I believe this is my 6th year now.
So you might know a little bit about what you're doing here, right?
A little bit. I like to think so.
So again, Jason Zaleski here, Coach Tim Strehlow. So I'm a Marshfield graduate in 1993. We got our butts beat pretty bad both times, both of my varsity seasons. I was told to dislike the Greens, right? That was what I was taught. I've come to find out, guys, these are pretty good people around here. Nothing wrong with that. And then a pretty good dude right here. Birthday today. So guys saying you happy birthday out there. What's that like? And having a football practice, birthday, probably every year, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what's that like, having the team kind of rally behind you and everybody? It's a family around here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you look all the way back from high school, you're always having your birthday on football, and even in college, I always remember that too. And guys coming up to you and hey, happy birthday, all that sort of stuff. I love it. My birthday is always in football, and it's all just a big part of what I do. And honestly, my wife knows this. You look at football. Football is my life. It's all year round. It's never really not football season for me. Even when you're coaching track or whatever you're doing, it's always football. So yeah, my birthday comes around in August. It's warm. It's you can always count on that, and it's always football season.
Yeah, absolutely. I get mine just at the front end of it. July 25th is mine, so mine is in the past now. So like you, I'm a year older and probably a year wiser. That's what they try to tell us anyway. Let's kind of wrap up here. What should folks look forward to? Evergreen's football, and what should they look forward to this year? And then I'll let you kind of give a little speech on kind of rallying the troops and getting them down to the stadium to watch you and the boys perform this year.
Yeah. Our team, we just want to be good people, and that's the biggest thing. It's really way beyond football. I try to talk to these guys and give them some sort of a message every day beyond football, just about being a good person and a great teammate, and how we can bring the team together. Everything in the world today is all about themselves. We want to try to focus in on being a great team, and what does that look like to be a great team, and how do you get guys to want to be a part of a team, something that's greater than themselves. So I think I try to teach a lot of that stuff all the time, hopefully do a good job. Our coaches like to do the leadership stuff, and we're trying to get that stuff incorporated into football and taking the pressure off from just winning and losing. It's more about just being a good person, and what are the life lessons we can teach. As far as getting people in the stands, number one, the community around here is just awesome, and that's a big credit to Coach Steph way back in the past, and Coach Coonan continued that tradition that we play good football around here, and I just hope that we can continue that and want to be that show on Friday night that people can come out to and listen to great music, but also have a great football game going on, and get the dance team down there and get our band going, and just make it be the place that everybody has to be on Friday nights. And I think it's a fun atmosphere, and hopefully we can play some really good football along the way.
Good. We're going to try to get the folks juiced up even more. We got you on Hard Knocks this year, so we're looking forward to that. Coach has been getting acclimated to some cameras and microphones and all that kind of thing. First episode for that is August 21st, so we'll see if we can get the guys, folks around here a little more juiced up than normal, get them to come out and watch you and the team perform. Best of luck. We are so happy to be here, and best of luck in 2022, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. Coach Tim Strehlow, will dismiss him from this duty here, and I'll begin to wrap up today's show. But before I do, let's go say hi to our sponsor, Security Health Plan, and we'll be back right after this. This is Zaleski Sports on Location.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no one-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.